Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class and to the last day of 2024. Everybody, this is an IELTS speaking class, and today we are looking at talking about brave people. The lesson is presented to you by aehelp.com for academic IELTS. Visit us there. And for the general IELTS, check us out at gieltshelp.com. These are the websites that power these live classes. They contain all of our materials. And by joining our websites, you also get 2 extra live classes each week on Zoom for premium students. Welcome, Shakir. Hi, Ibrahim. Good to see students in the class on New Year's, everybody. The website looks like this. This is aehelp.com here with the blue background. Click this big red button just off to my right there. It's a one-time payment, lifetime access, and you will be able to join those premium classes on Thursdays and Fridays. You can use the code BOOST9. So talking about brave people, be one of those brave people, join our premium package, get access to all of our materials and live classes, and aim for that high band score, everybody. General IELTS is gieltshelp.com. It's the green background. Again, just click that big red button right over there, and you're good to go. Students, we will use Zoom today to speak with our viewers and to practice some IELTS speaking and questions. So hang in there, and if you don't have Zoom, make sure to download it. Beeping, you get band 7 in reading by doing lots of reading and following a lot of the strategies in this course that I'm showing you right here. Thanks for asking. All right, students. So again, premium students do get access to those extra live classes. If you want to check out what those look like, follow this link and you can take a look at those. If you have any questions, just ask me. Send me an email to adrian@aehelp.com or admin@aehelp.com. Either one of those, you should get a reply within 24 to 48 hours. Download our app, link it to the websites, Academic IELTS Help for aehelp.com and General IELTS Help for gieltshelp.com. Tomorrow, everybody, 2025, January 1st, there is no class. Pay attention to that. And then premium users, you will have a reading class on the 2nd and a speaking class on the 3rd. So strong way to start off the New Year's. Check out this Band 9 speaking video, everybody, when you have a chance. It's on our website. It's there for you to learn, and it's also on YouTube. There's the link for the YouTube. Ali says, I'm a new member in premium class and I'm so excited. Ali, we're excited to have you. Ali, make sure you send me an email so I can send you the Zoom links for this week's class because it's already gone out. UTC, everybody, means Universal Standard Time. Okay, UTC equals Universal Standard Time. Many people also refer to it as Greenwich or Mean Time from the UK. So that's kind of the reference point for the world. All right, everybody. So let's get into some speaking. This is a speaking class. I want you to speak as much as possible. Copy and repeat what I say. It's great that you're here. It's great that you're listening to me. However, this is not just purely a listening exercise. It is a speaking exercise. So you want to speak as much as possible. Hi, Juan. Happy New Year to you as well. Yes, some people are in 2025. I'm still in 2024. It's 6:36 a.m. here in the morning. All right. Let's do this, everybody. So you're in the speaking test. You show up an hour early. You make sure that you're speaking English well before your speaking interview. It is a really bad idea to walk into your speaking exam and only switch to English when you speak to the examiner. So make sure you switch to English at least 30 minutes to an hour before your speaking interview. Okay, that's my first tip here for everyone. Okay. Make sure to switch to English at least 30 minutes before your speaking interview starts. That's one of the easiest ways to get your best band score. Okay. All right. Nice to see some of our members joining in as well. Hi, Juan. Hi, Deborah. Good to see many of you. All right, everyone. So then you get called into your speaking exam, and the examiner will first ask to see your identification. They'll say, may I see your identification? Give me a nice full sentence for this one. Okay, so how would you answer that? Hi, Vampire. How would you answer that? May I see your identification? Nice full sentence. Again, don't just do two-word answers. Hint, hint. Even though the examiner may not be marking you technically during these first few questions, they're certainly measuring your preparedness and your professional approach. So Mohammed says yes here. Nope, too short, Mohammed. Ali says, yeah, here it is. Please take a look. Not yeah, this is not your buddy. Vampire says, yes, gladly, here it is, which I used to register for the IELTS. Much better. Okay. Yes, please. A tear sounds like the examiner just asked if you would like a glass of water, and you said, yes, please. That's incorrect English. Ibrahim says, yes, here it is. That's simple. It's okay, but it doesn't show fluency. You should show fluency and professionalism right away. Yes, certainly. Here is my ID. Please take a look. This is the minimum. That shows fluency and professionalism. If you're going for a band 5 or a band 6, it's okay to say yeah, sure, or here you go. Okay. If you're going for a band 7 to 9, you want to show fluency, you want to show professionalism. Okay. This is the minimum. Okay, to show professionalism and fluency. Yes, certainly. Here's my ID. Please take a look. All right. All right. And then the examiner will say, what is your full name? Again, professional. This is not your buddy. You didn't just meet up with your friend for a beer. This is an examiner. You're showing your best English. What is your full name? My given name is Adrian, and my surname is Benedek. Please just call me by my first name, Adrian. Okay, because they do ask you, what should I call you? So you might as well tell them. It shows preparedness. It shows that you prepared. Okay, my first name is Adrian and my surname is Benedek. Please just call me by my first name, Adrian. Great. Motivational matrix says, my first name is Vasu and my last name is Jampala. Please address me. We're not giving permission to the examiner. Please address me with Vasu. Okay. I think as is a bit more natural. It's a bit more common, at least here in Canada, but sure. And you can call me. It's okay, but it's, again, a little bit awkward to say to somebody in authority, like an examiner, because it sounds like you're giving them permission to call you that, and it's kind of like, well, okay, fine, but really, it's an examiner. Just ask them to call you. Okay. No, Ali, not at all. Ali says, but if I talk like this, the examiner might think I've learned everything by heart. Lower score. Nope, absolutely not. You can learn yeah, sure by heart as well. Okay. As long as you sound natural and professional, you're good. We learn everything by heart ultimately, right? All languages learned and memorized. It's just how natural do you sound? Okay, so you need to sound professional. Okay. All right. Then they will ask you a couple of questions to get to know you better. So, for instance, and to make you feel comfortable, they will ask you something like, do you have any hobbies? Yes, I have several pastime activities that I like to do, including sports, watching movies, and reading books. I've been reading Life of Pi, The Adventures of a Young Boy from India, and it is awesome. Okay, so you can be natural, you can be colloquial, just be fluent and be professional at the same time. So repeat after me. Do you have any hobbies? Yes, I have several pastime activities that I like doing, including sports, watching movies, reading books. I've been reading Life of Pi, The Adventures of a Young Boy from India. It's quite awesome. Okay. Sarav says, how do I give examples in speaking? And that's a great question, Sarav. Okay. So Sarav just asked this in the chat. Says, sir, how do I give examples in speaking? The answer is just give them. Don't introduce them. Okay. Like this one. Here, I don't say for example or for instance. I just simply give it, right? And reading books. I've been reading Life of Pi, The Adventures of a Young Boy from India, and it's awesome. Okay? So, you just give it. Let's see what Vampire does here. Vampire says, yes, I have numerous hobbies like cricket, football, and listening to music, but amongst them, one of the best hobbies of me, that's strange English. You don't need to say that. You just say my favorite. But my favorite is cricket. It's a little bit awkward, Vampire. I would just keep it a little bit cleaner, simpler. Yes, I have numerous hobbies like football, listening to music, and my favorite is cricket because it's really popular in India and it's thrilling to play. Okay, so a little bit cleaner, more direct, right? Okay, and then the next question might be something like, what is your favorite sport? Again, students, make sure to repeat questions and answers. What is your favorite sport? Repeat it. Okay. As I just mentioned, I do sports, and my favorite team sport is basketball. I play it on the weekends with my friends at a local gym. I like the fast pace and cardio workout. Okay, so always tell or explain your answer, right? So as I just mentioned, I do sports, and my favorite team sport is basketball. I play it on the weekends with my friends at a local gym. I like the fast pace and cardio workout. Okay. Well, Vampire, you're in the perfect place for speaking practice. And again, for those of you who want to get lots of speaking practice with a native speaker for cheap, That's me, hint, hint. You can sign up for our premium package at ahelp.com and glshelp.com because you get 2 extra live classes like this each week through Zoom that focus heavily on speaking. So, or glshelp.com if you're doing the general here. Okay, so that's a really good first step, vampire. Spend $30, get yourself into those classes. Okay, all right. Ibrahim says this. Ibrahim says, my favorite sport is basketball because it is very relaxing and it helps to prevent fatness. Okay, so this would be like a band 5 to 6. Clear but awkward. Okay, IELTS is marked on natural language as well. Okay, so Ibrahim, to say this naturally, we wouldn't say very relaxing, but instead we would say it is a great way to decompress or unwind. Okay, basketball is not necessarily relaxing. It's more of a thrilling or exciting sport, but you do let go of stress. You do unwind. Okay, that's the difference between unwind and relax. Unwind is not exactly the same as relax. Unwind just means you let go of stress. Okay, you're all tensed up, you're stressed, so you unwind, you relax, but you don't take it easy. Relaxing also means like take it easy, right? And when you're playing basketball, you're not really taking it easy because you're playing a fast sport. So that's one of the awkward pieces that lowers. Also, helping to prevent my fatness is, I understand it, but it is kind of funny. Help to prevent my fatness? No, that's unnatural. And it, what's the better way to write this? Instead of helps to prevent my fatness, what should Ibrahim say? So my favorite sport is basketball because it is a great way to decompress and it helps what? To, instead of helps to prevent my fatness, helps to not lose some weight, not burn calories. That's right, Alexander. Very good. Alexander, it helps to keep me fit or keep me in shape. Okay, that's the natural way to say it. Now, if you want to band 9, add a quick example as well. So I play at least 2 games each week. Okay. Now you're closer to a band 8, band 9, right? My favorite sport is basketball because it is a great way to decompress and it helps to keep me in shape. So I play at least 2 games each week. All right, good. Very nice, students. So then the examiner, and you know, a lot of examiners will say, oh, it doesn't matter how you start or what you say, you're not getting marked anyway. The exam hasn't started yet. Of course it has. What are they talking about? They don't know what they're talking about. The exam starts as soon as you walk in that door. Of course they're marking and measuring your ability to speak English, to introduce yourself, to be confident, natural, accurate. Even if they're not writing down marks, their brain is evaluating and estimating your band score level. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you start like, no, yes, Adrian, okay, they're going to be really worried about what will happen in the speaking exam. Okay, so nice, fluent, professional answers from the beginning. Okay, all right, so here we go. Then the examiner will say, let's talk about mobile apps. So they'll just randomly introduce a general topic that everybody should be able to talk about. Okay. How How often do you use apps on your phone? Give me a nice full sentence for this one. How often do you use apps on your phone? Okay, hint. When the question asks about often, think adverbs of frequency, like always, usually, sometimes, rarely, or seldom, never. Okay, and think quantitative. 5 times a day, 4 hours a day, and so forth. Okay, so by combining those two, your band score goes up. The how often question often comes up on the IELTS exam. Okay. Vampire says, in my leisure pursuits, I use apps on my phone such as YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, but more often I would like to use Instagram, which I can get many beneficial videos as per my mood. So, Vampire, how often do you use mobile apps? I still don't get it. Do you often use them or rarely? Just in your free time? How often do you have free time to use them? I don't really get your answer. Hero says, well, to be honest, I almost use at least 10 hours a day usually, so I could tell that I am so addicted to my mobile phone, which I use for entertainment as well as for studies. 10 hours a day, Hero. It's too much. Okay, but at least I understand how much. It's 10 hours a day. That's a lot. Ibrahim says, I actually use it always for playing games at night, like 2 days in a week. So you use apps twice a week, Ibrahim? Okay. Han says, well, I use often my apps on my phone. I would say 5 times a day because it is convenient for me to contact with my friends as well as family. Yesterday evening, I surfed Telegram for more than 2 hours. Han, that's a great answer. Just a couple of little mistakes, but overall, the structure and the content is very good. So see, here's Han's answer. This is what you're aiming for, okay? Now, all you have to do, Han, is make sure it's good, clean English, okay? Well, I often use apps on my phone. I would say 5 times a day because it is convenient for me to contact my friends as well as family and for entertainment. Yesterday evening, I surfed Telegram for more than 2 hours, okay? So my one tip here for you, Han, because that was good, is don't overuse my. Okay? You don't need to say my so much, all right? Well, I often use apps on my phone. I would say 5 times a day because it is convenient for me to contact my family and friends. And for entertainment, yesterday evening, I surfed Telegram for more than 2 hours. Okay, so that's what you want to do. Good structure, good content. Just clean up that grammar and language use, and you're golden. Okay. All right. Next question. What app do you use most often? Okay, give me a nice full sentence for this one. Now, again, a tip here, everybody. Use the question and paraphrase it. Okay. So, for example, if I were to get this question in my IELTS exam, what app do you use most often? I would say the app that I spend the most time with is, okay? And then I would include that. So this is basically a paraphrase, right? So this This here is me paraphrasing this question. Okay. And that is a great way to build your fluency and to get your brain thinking about the right answer. Okay. And that's what you want to do. So what app do you use most often? Give me a nice full sentence answer for this one. And there's lots of ways to paraphrase. The app that I spend the most time with, the app I most frequently use is... Open Up says, well, as an expatriate, I often use WhatsApp to contact my family and check up on their financial conditions. Okay. All right, Hopping Up, it's not bad. Where are you going with it, and how often do you use it? Okay. And you have to say most frequently. So Hopping Up, I would do this if I were you. So here you have good vocabulary, but you need to improve your content. Okay, with this content, you're only getting about a 6 because, or a 6.5 because it's not very clear how you're answering this question. So your English is good, your grammar is good, the content needs to improve. Okay, IELTS is measuring all of that for those high band scores, especially band 8 and 9. So Hopping Up says, well, as an expatriate, I most often, because it's asking you which one do you use most often, right? So I most often use WhatsApp to contact my family and check up on their financial, I would say situation instead of condition. Situation, I communicate or I video chat with WhatsApp about 2 hours each day. Yesterday, I called my brother to make sure he had enough money for food and school for January. Okay, so just basically giving an example to what you're saying here about the situation here, the financial situation. So Hopping Up, if you want to get that band 8 or band 9, that's kind of the contextual improvement that you want to be thinking about. Well, as an expatriate, I most often use WhatsApp to contact my family and check up on their financial situation. I video chat with WhatsApp about 2 hours each day. Yesterday, I called my brother to make sure he had enough money for food and school for January. And then you're good. And then the examiner's like, oh, okay, gotcha, clear, 100%. Band 9, band 9. Okay. All right, so that's how it works. It really is. It's once you get it, you really get it, right? It's just getting it, and then making sure that you have all of the vocabulary to express yourself well. Okay. All right. Really pay attention to those questions, students. Really pay attention to the questions. Like here, Deborah says, I usually connect with my family, friends, and loved ones via WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger since it's more convenient for me than any other apps. I had an hour to chit-chat with my childhood friend via WhatsApp yesterday. Sure. Now, again, the question is most often. I usually connect. Instead of I usually connect, I mostly use communication apps to connect with my family, friends. What app would be maybe one app answer, but if you wanted to choose two, like WhatsApp and Facebook, Deborah, I would start like this. I mostly use communication apps. It's a little off target because the examiner is asking you about one app, but this is acceptable. You'd still get a band 9. Okay. Now, part 1 questions get more and more difficult, and we'll go through some of these when we're using Zoom chat in just a little bit. And then they end up getting more and more challenging with grammar. Like, if you could make an app for your phone, what would it be and why? Okay, so here My next tip, as you often hear me say, is use the full grammar of the questions. Okay. So if you could make an app for your phone, what would it be and why? This one you should answer like this. Given the chance to code an app for my mobile, I would right? So full grammar, it's conditional, general, first condition, unreal condition. For me anyway, I'm not a app programmer. If I were, I might use the real conditions, like say when I am given the chance to make an app for my phone, I program right? So you're very welcome, Deborah. Ibrahim says, yes, I use my phone much often. Watch your grammar there. You need to review your grammar, Ibrahim, for using adverbs of frequency. Okay. All right. So given the chance to code an app for my mobile phone, I would create a simple and exciting game like Tetris that would become a viral phenom around the world, and I would go down in the history books as the most exciting guy tech has ever seen. Ha ha ha. Gotta do something fun for New Year's, right? Right? I wish I were that guy that made Tetris or Astro Blaster. Okay, so given the chance to code an app for my mobile phone, I would create a simple and exciting game like Tetris that would become a viral phenom around the world, and I would go down in history books as the most exciting tech guy the world has ever seen. Okay, it's not about the money. It's all about the glory. So you're like, what's Tetris? He's old school. Some of you are like, yeah, Tetris, best game ever. Notice all of the conditions, right? So I would. That would become. I would go down in history. Okay, meaning I would be recorded in history as such. Right? It is hypothetical, Vampire. Absolutely. Yep, definitely. Okay. Now, once you answer all of the part 1 questions in a great way, using the grammar, paraphrasing, thinking about quantitative language, the examiner will say, that is the end of part 1. We will now continue with part 2. For this part, I will show you some questions on a card, and you will have 1 minute to read these questions, think about your answers, and then you will have 1 to 2 minutes to speak. You can take notes in this 1 minute preparation time if you wish. Is that clear? And you say, yes, that's clear. And then the examiner will say, talk about a person you consider very brave. Your 1 minute preparation time begins now. So you read the question, you're like, okay, 1 minute, 60 seconds doesn't sound like a lot, but if I'm counting like 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, 60 seconds is not bad. It's time for your brain to process. So first steps first, you read the question. Talk about a person you consider very brave. Who is this person? What is this person like? What makes them courageous? What would you ask this person in a conversation, and why? Okay, so you read the questions. You realize you're talking about a person. When you talk about people, you need to give their appearance. Okay, so what do they look like? Tall, 190 centimeters. Fat, 200 kilograms. big smile, bushy eyebrows, short dark hair, and you spend about 10 seconds doing that. Okay, don't spend a lot of time explaining what they look like, just something quick, right? Just something quick. So one of the bravest people that I've ever met in my life is Takashi, a sumo wrestler in Japan. He's tall, 190 centimeters. He's definitely very fat. He weighs about 200 kilograms. He's very proud of that because he's a sumo wrestler. He has a huge smile, big dark bushy eyebrows, long dark hair. And I met him when I lived in Japan back in 2000. Okay, I'm totally just making that up. But Ali, yeah, that would be a sumo wrestler in Japan for sure. They're huge. Okay, all right. So then, when you're talking about people, give their personality plus actions. Okay, always. This is so important. A lot of candidates, when they talk about a person for part 2, they just start listing off personalities. Like Takashi is so kind, he's hardworking, he's brave, he's very confident, he's energetic. I really like him, he's a good friend of mine. And it's like, okay, what does he do? What does Takashi do? Okay. So personalities should always be backed by actions. Like Takashi is extremely hardworking. He trains for at least 12 hours a day. Okay. He is very confident, as he never backs down from a challenge. Last month, he had a match with the Yokozuna, who is 200 centimeters tall and 300 kilograms. And he fought with a lot of courage. And Takashi fought with lots of courage. Okay, so personality backed up by actions. Okay, does that make sense, everybody? If that makes sense, give me a thumbs up. So you describe what a person looks like, right? Their appearance. You talk about their personality. You back it up with actions. That's the foundation to a good part 2 speaking when you're talking about a person. Okay. Now, Vampire, if you say he's not only scholarly, you need to back that up with an action, like he has a degree in law and marine biology, right? He is very agile. Even though he weighs 200 kilograms, he can do a somersault. Okay. Ali says that's very good advice. Okay. Hun says, a brave person that I know is my colleague Ben, who is great at tennis and volleyball. He is 2 meters tall and super sporty. He is fit and loves to play volleyball. His arms and legs are lanky. Lanky means long and like wobbly. Woohoo. Okay. All right, Alexander says, I think that started earlier, Alexander, because I don't see your first sentence. Where is it? Okay, and it doesn't have to be a person that you know. It can be a person that you just consider very brave, but you don't know. Okay, so like Alexander says, Alexei Navalny was the leader of the Russian opposition. He was a tall, young, good-looking man. Alexei was never afraid of Putin's regime and even returned to Russia, ignoring the risk of arrest. Okay, Alexander. Yeah. All right, so make sure that you describe what they look like. That way your listener, your examiner can picture them, and then give their personality backed by action. Okay? All right, we're going to practice this, everybody. So we're going to practice part 2 and part 3 here through Zoom. Let's get into a little bit of a Zoom session. So this is what you get more of when you're a premium user. I just put this Zoom link into the chat for you. Okay. So link up to Zoom. I have it open. I'm going to open that up right now. I'm going to start the Zoom session. Okay. While you're joining Zoom, I'll put on my headphones. And again, for those of you who are YouTube viewers but not premium students yet, definitely become a premium member on the website here by clicking the big red button, aehelp.com, gieltshelp.com for general IELTS. And it's a one-time payment, costs $30 to $40, and then you can join these Zoom classes 2 more times each week. Tomorrow there's no class, it's the New Year's, so we're taking that day off, but Thursday, Friday there's premium classes. So I'm going to throw this in the chat for you. And you can check that out when you have a moment. Okay. And then let's get some students into the class here, and let's have a chit chat. We'll get you all in. I can't use my camera in here, but you can. I'm using my camera on YouTube, so that's why. Okay. All right. Let me just mute everybody. Now you'll see the reactions. You can put up your hand and clap and raise hand and lower hand. So there you go. Buccadeer, let's get you in here. Hi, Buccadeer. Do you want to unmute yourself?
Hello, Mr. Adrian.
How are you, Buccadeer?
I'm awesome. How about you?
I'm awesome too. You must be getting pretty close to New Year's, right? I think you're in Uzbekistan.
Definitely. Yeah, it's almost 4 hours left.
4 hours left in 2024. Are you excited?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Any big plans for 2025?
Plans remain the same. Preparing for IELTS.
That's a big plan. That's a big plan. Passing, you should say yes, of course, Adrian. Passing the IELTS with a band 9. My big plan, right? And then what are you doing after that, Buccadeer?
Absolutely.
What are you doing after that?
Since I'm in my last year in university, I'm going to apply for a master's. Of course, after getting the IELTS.
That's really exciting. So
my design school.
Okay, so 2025 sounds like it's going to be a really exciting year for you, right?
Absolutely.
Graduating, getting a 9 on IELTS, starting a master's.
Graduating.
Are you doing your master's in Uzbekistan or abroad?
Abroad, of course. I'm going to apply for in Germany for German universities.
It sounds like a life-changing year, 2025. Right? Okay. Well, it's exciting.
No doubt, yeah.
Okay, well, let me start you off for part 2. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay, let's do it. Talk about a person you consider very brave. Your 1-minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
There's a person whom I consider very courageous. His name is Mike Manser. He was a bodybuilder, one of the most notable bodybuilder of 20th century. He was very, very muscled and very big, huge human being. And I love that Mike Manser was not afraid of other temptations, other wrong ideologies. He just exposed the wrong ideologies of other bodybuilders of that era. And Mike Menser just made a huge contribution to bodybuilding, and brought great strategies and techniques to bodybuilding. And he just at that era, a lot of bodybuilders were training religiously and hiding the fact that they were using steroids, and they a lot of people were confused, and a lot of people thought that if it is it possible it was possible to accomplish that naturally, but it wasn't. And Mike Mansard was very brave to expose them, and brought a technique for natural lifters, and brought that unique techniques that people can train only 2 to 3 times a week, and still get great results. And I was captivated by Mike Menser. He even wrote a book called Heavy Duty, and shared a lot of knowledge in that book. And he was also into philosophy. And if I ever had a chance to communicate with that person, of course I can't because he just passed away, but if I had, I would definitely talk about philosophy and the nature, the laws of philosophy and logic, and that would be awesome. But unfortunately, he passed away in 20. Yeah.
That is the end of part 2. And we will now go on to part 3. That was really, really good, Buccaneer. I thought that was awesome. I would give you at least a band 8 for that, because like in my mind. So, the examiners, everybody in IELTS, they have their technical marking sheet. So they're listening for grammar, they're listening for vocabulary. Ultimately, though, for those high band scores like band 8 or band 9, it's in some weird way, it's actually kind of simple the way that they mark. In their brain, they're thinking, because at band 8, band 9, candidates can talk English. And Buccaneer, clearly you can speak in English. Like, you can express your thoughts, your ideas, what you want to say. Here you're talking about a very specific person in a very specific context. Mike Manser, a world-famous bodybuilder who clearly you have a lot of respect for. You've done research on him. It's very obvious to me that you know much about this person, so you can talk about him. So now the examiner is thinking, okay, well, is that good English? Are you talking about him in like a kind of like a good way, or are you talking about him in a very good way? Like, is it inspiring? Does it make me think about what you're saying? Does it motivate me? Does it make me curious about who Mike Manser is? And in this case, the answer is yes, absolutely. Is it expert level? When the examiner's thinking this, the examiner's thinking, okay, is this how a presentation on Mike Manser should sound like in a university sports theory class, for example, or sports history class? Close. I would say close. I would say if I'm, in a university and we're in a sports history class and you're talking about Mike Manser, this would be pretty good. Could you do it better a little bit? Maybe a little bit better. So maybe not quite a band 9, but pretty close. Very good job, Buccaneer. A lot of great vocabulary and a lot of great details. So basically, he advocated for bodybuilding through the natural physical form and through smart exercise as opposed to extreme exercise, and it was very good. Thank you so much for sharing that, Buccaneer. When did he pass away? So I didn't let you finish that. What year? You actually made me curious. What year did he pass away?
In 2001 he passed away, and right after that, 3 days later, his brother passed away after him.
Very tragic.
It was very notable and very constructive. Okay. Human being. His arguments were compelling. Yeah.
And clearly very brave. And you started with very courageous. So you want to echo that throughout the speaking. Always, students, when you're in part 2, you want to continue to repeat that concept of very brave, very courageous, and then you'll get a higher band score. So Buccaneer, awesome, awesome. What a great part two to as you head into the new year. Thank you so much.
Thank you too, sir.
Okay. Happy New
Thank you
Year,
so much.
and look forward
You
to
too.
chatting with you in 2025.
All right. Thank you. Happy New Year too.
Okay. Bye,
Have a
Buccaneer.
great Zoom class. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. That is Buccaneer. Give him a big thumbs up because I think that was awesome. What a great pick for this topic. Okay, let me get some others in here and we'll mute everybody. Okay. All right. Got a good number of students in here. Let's pick somebody else here. Let's get a female voice. Deborah, would you like to unmute yourself? Deborah has her hand up.
Hi, sir.
How are you, Deborah?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for asking. How about you too?
I'm also good. How many hours do you have left in Ghana in 2024?
It is now almost 3:30. 3:30 p.m. now.
3:30. So you've got a little bit more time than Buccaneer. So you've got what is it? 6.5 hours remaining.
Yes.
And
Yes.
actually, no, sorry, that's wrong. You have 8.5 hours remaining, right? Because it's 12-hour clock. So you have 8.5 hours remaining. Any plans for your New Year's celebration?
Tomorrow I'll go out with my elder brother's children.
Okay. And is there any kind of tradition in Ghana for the New Year? Like any special food or special activity that people do for New Year's?
Not really. But in the people celebrate with their family, killing goats and having family dinner together.
Mm-hmm. So family dinner is traditional. Okay. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoy that. Are you ready for this part two, Deborah?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, let's do it. So, talk about a person you consider very brave. Your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
Someone I consider very brave is called Efia Pokuya, who is a journalist, but usually called by a nickname Vim Lady. She's about 38 years old, married with 2 children, and works in one of the popular media stations in Ghana, despite media to be precise. Aside being a journalist, she also had a part-time business as a manager in a restaurant. This woman is very brave because she always releases information concerning politicians, and even if it takes her losing her life as a result of exposing some of the politicians in Ghana, she does that. About 2 years ago, she was bullied by some of the politicians' body guys because she leaked vital information about a politician who was jailed about a year ago. I see this woman to be a brave person because a lot of people in Ghana have taken her as their mentor, and through that, she's changing the way journalists are being bullied, or the way journalists are afraid of releasing vital information. And given the opportunity to meet this woman, I'll ask her the journey she went through, because I would like to have a journalist as a part-time job aside being a midwife.
Okay. I will stop you there. Your 2 minutes is up, and we will now go on to part 3. Deborah, that was really good as well. Wow, I'm happy to hear that viewers, students have these very valuable people as familiar individuals in your lives. So here you're talking about a famous journalist in Ghana, female journalist who speaks the truth and is very brave, because it's very dangerous to do that and very risky, of course. And especially with children. Wow. So you gave good examples. You gave a bit about her history. Could you just really clearly pronounce her name, please, one more time for me?
Efia Pokuya.
Afir Pukia. And what do people call her? You said that she has a nickname.
Vim lady.
Vim lady?
Yeah.
Like VIM?
Yes.
Okay. Amazing. I'll have to look her up. And she's currently alive. She's in Ghana, right?
She's in Ghana, a journalist in Ghana.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. That was very clear. Again, I would definitely give you a band 7.5 to 8. I think if we were in the same room and I could hear you clearly, because the line's not 100% clear, I would probably give you an 8. I think that, if we were sitting face to face and I didn't have the internet disturbing my coherence, then I would give you an 8 for that, because that was very good. You gave a lot of really good information, specific information. Maybe just some vocabulary here and there could help improve the score a little bit. So you frequently said that she delivers information, or she releases information. There are several different ways to say release. She reports information. She authors magazine articles, or gives news reports. So there are a few different ways that I think you could have expressed that a little bit clearer, but otherwise it was very, very good, Deborah. Thank you so much.
And thank you too, and Happy New Year in advance.
Thank you. Yeah, I've got a lot of time to go, but it's coming up. It's today. So thank you so much, and a Happy New Year to you as well, Deborah.
All right. My regards to your family.
Thank you, and to yours as well, Deborah. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye.
Bye for now. Okay, everybody. So I'm going to just end our Zoom there for now. I've got a lot to do this morning, as I am also preparing for the day. And no class tomorrow, everybody. Please keep that in mind. No YouTube class tomorrow. However, for premium users, we'll have a reading class on Thursday, and then we'll have a speaking class all on Zoom on Friday. If you want to join those, then definitely join our websites, aehelp.com for academic IELTS and gieltshelp.com for general IELTS. There, definitely more students get more chances to speak. Alexander, I'll keep you in mind for next time. Have a very happy New Year, Alexander, and a very happy New Year to everybody who's here with me today and watching. Stay safe, stay happy, start the new year positive. I know it's tough sometimes in some parts of the world. It's challenging, but hey, it's those moments that give us the opportunity to shine. So keep your chin up, push forward, be happy, and spread happiness and joy in 2025. I look forward to speaking with you all and continuing helping you on your IELTS journey in 2025 as I did in 2024. I'm Adrian. I'm signing out from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada. Bye, everybody. Much love to all of you, and a very, very happy New Year to everyone. Bye for now.